Well, yesterday you had two presentations that I want you to explain to the camera. It's the one about the 100% renewable energies in Tokelau, because you'll be the first. I want you to say that you'll be the first country in the world to do it.
Yeah.
So can you explain that, and when will it be working definitely?
Actually, it's already
working.
Yeah. The Tokelau renewable energy, as I presented yesterday, in November last year, 2012, we have been promoting this, that on this month we will switch off all our generators and switch to the solar system that that we have provided. And November last year we did that. And that will be making Tokelau #1 in per person, greenhouse gas emission #1 in the world, and that is meeting our global obligation, per person. And I also mentioned yesterday that while we are very proud of our achievement for the smallest country in the world, to do that, we also are very humble, because we want the Pacific, Oceania, we want the world to follow our example, and we're not doing it in a very proud way that we're going around, oh, we're #1, in the world. But we're giving a message to the world because of our concern for climate change. The target that has been set, in terms of cutting down greenhouse gas emission by the world. I mean, we were not there in the negotiations. Some other people set the targets for us. So we worked really hard to achieve those targets. Now we satisfied those targets. So we're telling the world, come on, you should equal the effort that we have put in, or even better it, because it's all for the good of humankind. It's all for the generation of Oceania. It's all for the next generation of the Pacific. Some people were skeptical because we have a very small population, and it's not a huge one compared to the others. But I believe Tokelau takes the attitude that if it's that amount of greenhouse gas emission that it will require to tip the scale to save us as an endangered island from climate change, we will do that, So it comes with a lot of obligation, but we're very humble in relaying that message to the world.
The other message you gave yesterday was considering the danger for Tokelau for the future. Can you explain what you imagine would be the 20 or 50 years coming? And
that is actually the danger. When you live in a small place so vulnerable, and as I have repeated many times in my presentation, we are not waiting for climate change. We have been dealing with climate change in the past years, and it's even worse right now. People have asked for justification. What has happened? You look at the storm surges, the cyclones. There were 9 predicted this year for the Pacific. The 9 came about. NIWA forecasted 3 last year. The 3 cyclone came. The year before there were 11. The 11th cyclone came. So although we were not directly hit by the cyclone, but see the impact of sea surge, ocean surge, it's inundating our land because it's no more than 3 meters above sea level. So the danger when we talk about the future, the impact of the salt going over the land, it kills our crops. The increase in temperature of the water kills the coral. Coral bleaching is no longer a 5-year phenomenon, because that was the case in few years ago. Now it's in every year coral bleaching is occurring, and it's killing the coral, You know, it's endangering the fish. You know, and the impact is so much. You know, our security as a race. You know, as a handsome and a beautiful race. You know, it's very much so. Back to the future. You know, I am envisaging, you know, the longing for me to preserve what we have, you know, for my grandchildren. And hence that was why I was talking, you know, imagine it was 2050. And if the worst scenario will happen, that there will be no more Tokelau, I will only have photographs to show to my children. And then when my children was asked, did you do all the best you could to tell the world that you were affected? What can I tell them? You know, I did the best I could. So the message I was trying to bring about is, like I said, it's very humble. It's maybe the tone of my voice was I was very emotional because this could be a true scenario, you know, and I care for them. So if it will only be the photos that I'll be sharing with my grandchildren, at least I've done something. I talked to Oceania 21. I talked to the world. We did our, you know, we did the renewable energy. We did everything possibly we could, you know. And if the world didn't listen, at least I did my job. And that is my responsibility to my children and my grandchildren.
Do you think Oceania 21 think tank could help broadcasting your message to the world? How are you trying to broadcast your message?
When we were first invited to Oceania 21, we are using any avenue. You think of the Oceania 21, we are, you know, we are Oceania, we are ocean people, you know. The expression I use, we are small islands, but big ocean, you know, big island oceans, you know. So we, you know, we owe, you know, more than 1/3 of the, you know, the oceans of the, you know, of the world, and the connectivity of ocean issues with climate change. It has been discussed in Oceania. So the sharing of these experiences, you know, and the dilemma we're facing in terms of climate change, ocean, the destruction of habitat, you know, it's all connected, you know. So I hope Oceania, you know, will send the message to the world, you know. And I believe it so, you know, I believe it so because there were quite a lot, the audience were very, very appreciative, you know. Some, you know, have approached me, hey, come and do those presentations in the island so that the awareness aspect will be raised, you know. And it was well accepted at Oceania, and I hope, you know, the rest of the country can take it or just promote it.
And well, tell me how today, before Oceania 21 meetings, how do you try to give the message to the world? You're in the Global Ocean Commission, and are you in different places like that?
My appointment to the Global Ocean Commission was one avenue. The climate change negotiation that has been going on for 30 years, you know, while they keep on talking and talking for 30 years, you know, scientists have given them evidence, everyone sees climate change, and people don't want to, you know, budge, you know. So we have made those very strong statements, and I hope you know, our participation in Oceania will be a vehicle, you know, also for the promotion of our message.